Pay attention to Elena and her podcast. Never leak it and show it. Gotta pull your own weight if you reap it, you sow it. Yeah, gotta plant it and grow it. Drop that artificial food, come and eat with it.
We in the building. Yes. Thank you so much for joining me again for our 5th episode of Eat with the Poet. I am your host, Elena the Poet, and you know we got to get our shout outs out the way. Let's go ahead and do what we need to do. So the first shout out we're giving out tonight is for Cool People. One time for my theme song, Cool People. Let me introduce you to Elena the Poet. Yeah. And we got to shout out Belle P Photography and Videography. We shouting out Crystal Chanel with Press Release Marketing. We're shouting out WP Marketing, my marketing team. We are shouting out Maury Tai with Beyond Imagination Art. We're shouting out Miss Gigi Brown. Let us shout out Miss Gigi Brown also, for she is the owner of G's Gourmet Market here in Sunrise, Florida, and English Brown Winery, where she has a wide variety of wine selections that are her very own. So we definitely shouting her out. Okay, now we shouting out the chef in a bag, because you know we got to give him love for the love that he is going to give to us on tonight when we sit at this table and we eat. Okay, and you know, last but not least, we are shouting out Jesus, because I am a Jesus girl. Gang, 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 every time. All right. Now, today we got to get into the topic, and today's topic is a heavy topic, and I think it's one that we need to discuss. It's one that we need to talk about. All right. So the topic is about trust. All right. And that's a big deal, because what I want to know is, how do you distribute your trust? How does it work for you? Okay. And I want to talk about that. I think it's a big deal because it has a lot to do with how you handle your relationships with people. Okay. And I know we mostly think our love life when we hear the word trust, or we think of how we are with people in general. Have you ever heard the common phrase, trust no one but God?
Only God can judge me, Darren.
Or have you heard anyone say, I don't trust easily? Of course you have. Yeah, you have. But what about people who trust too easily and constantly risk being hurt because they lack something within themselves?
I see dead people.
That's a whole different conversation. But trust is like the golden ticket. You know, you can see it being held up and waved back and forth in front of you like a slow fan. The goal is to earn it. The requirements depend on who's waving the ticket. However, trust isn't being waived, it's being waived. You know, like you sign a waiver to say you agree to decline that service or benefit. For real, people deal with one another so surface these days. They barely even want you to call their phone to talk. I've seen people look at the phone like the phone is crazy for working or ringing when someone places a call to you. They be like, text me, please. You must check social media just to see if someone is ignoring you. And you be like, well, let me see. Did they post today? Hilarious, right? Right. Well, it messes with your trust radar, doesn't it? Of course it does. Because we must understand, what we must understand is the way we are with one person is probably how we are. Period. Okay? We are such tricky yet predictable creatures. We cannot turn our flaws off and on like a light switch. The flaw is never gone, y'all. So guess what? You cannot turn it off. And for every flaw that you think no longer that you have, another exists. So let's embrace our imperfections and seek spiritual direction from the maker of us on how to strive for perfection. For we know that he is the maker of perfection. 'Cause how are we fixing flaws as imperfect people? That's just a question. That's just a question. So does having trust issues apply to you? Just think about it. I asked Google search what it thinks about trust issues, and it says, here are the signs that let you know if you have trust issues. You assume betrayal. You await betrayal. You are overly protective. You distance yourself from others. You avoid commitment. You do not forgive the smallest mistakes. You are excessively wary of people. You feel lonely and depressed. And when I thought lonely and depressed, I'm like, well, dang, is that trust issues? But then I had to think about it, and I'm like, okay, well, if you are lonely, it's probably because you don't really have people around you because of your relationships, because you don't really trust people, which probably leaves you to be depressed. So then it made sense to me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Now, at the same time, I asked Google, how do you help fix trust issues? So number one was, it says process past hurts. Awareness that trust issues are present is an important first step. Okay, so that made sense to me. I'm like, okay, I'm with you, Google. All right, get comfortable. Number two, get comfortable with risk. That made sense too, because you got to take risk in order to, understand whether or not this is going to be something that's worthy of your trust. Remember that word worthy, because it comes back up a little bit later on. All right. So it went on about other things, but they were more related to mending a broken relationship due to trust issues, which I think is cool, but you can't get to the two before you do the one. And for me, that's the self-digging and planting. Like, I have a transparent moment here, because I always do. I've had my trust tested and have had to admit that I wasn't even in a place where I felt like working on it was necessary. Okay, embrace it wholeheartedly that I do not trust everyone that I meet, and I do not trust everyone that I know. And that is the way that it should be. But no, it should not be. That is not the way that it should be. Okay, however, people make it so hard to trust them. I mean, let's just be honest, y'all. They just be out here doing the most untrustworthy things they can think of. We got to do better, y'all. God isn't pleased now. But seriously, when I say it's not supposed to be that way, it's not, because, listen, let me, okay? The Bible says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean to your own understanding. Whosoever trusts in his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered. Okay, now look, I ain't trying to preach. I'm just trying to reach. You feel me? All right, so listen, I just want us to always be looking inward to make things better, because I understand that it all starts with you, the world, and the way you see it, the way that you function in it, and the way that you respond when things happen in life. We got to look upward to really look inward. Now, that's what the scripture is saying. It's not telling us not to trust people. It's telling you not to trust yourself to make the right decisions on who to trust unless you seek wisdom, which only comes from the Creator. Duh. No, not duh. I'm just playing. But y'all gonna get this. Jesus, you feel me? All right. So tonight, I do have two special guests that are in the building. One of my special guests is a poet. She is a radio personality. She is a vlogger. She is just an amazing person, such a dope person. And I'm so glad and honored to have her here tonight. And I have another guest, my other guest in the building tonight. She is an author of several books, a ghostwriter of things you watched. Okay, she is a songwriter, and she is my dear close friend. She is so special to me, and I am so honored to have her in the building with us today. And we're going to bring them in on our eating session. They will tell you who they are, what they have going on, where you can find them. Then we're going to ask them their take on trust and how they use it, and how they can probably give us some down-to-earth advice that can be useful to some or all of us that are watching.
Gotta plant it and grow it. Drop that artificial food, come and eat with a poet.
You guys, do not forget to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and like and follow me. I need your comments. I need you to give me your testimonies. I need to talk to you. I want to connect with you. We are staying together on this journey. You understand? And we are back. And yes, we are back with my guests. Listen, I need y'all to understand what's going on at this table right now. Huh? I say, huh? Remember what I told y'all? I told y'all I had 2 amazing guests. All right. So I am going to introduce to you some movers and shakers in South Florida doing things, amazing things, that people putting things out into the world, making a difference, being effective. Okay. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? Listen. All right. So listen, okay, now to the right of me, I have who is author and writer and producer, Audrey Miller. To the left of me, I have who is poet, vlogger, radio personality, mentor, writer, mover, hustlers at the table, y'all. And we in the building. So tell us who you are. Talk to the people now.
Okay.
It's eating time, y'all. We're bringing it out.
I'm Audrey Miller, and Elena is my very, very good friend. So it's a little weird because it's my personal, really good sister. But I'm a writer. I'm a ghostwriter. I've written a couple of books for a couple of people. I write film, and I write television. And I'm working on actually a project that I can't really talk about right now, but in the midst of writing a really amazing film with a really amazing personality coming up, as well as dropping a couple of more books, and I am working on a webisode.
You got a lot going on, sis.
I know.
Right? It's time to eat. And you know when it's time to eat, we eat. We need some napkins and we need forks, right? So we can kind of dig in, and some plates. Simone Brown from Gigi's moving and shaking tonight, y'all. I don't have my little boo thing Summer with me, but that's all right. We still getting the same type of love over here. Look, they talking about, ooh,
I'm already
Look, they like, what's that? Ooh.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
This is snapper, and this is grits and collard greens with the meat in it. And this is a Bob Marley Tiff. I don't know what you own, but this here is a good little juice. I always get it when I come through.
It's really nice. Actually, it's not too much. I'm not good with the liquor, so hold me down, baby.
And we need a few more plates. Some on the wing. Look,
French fries.
my boo. Yeah, dig in.
Some small plates?
Yes, my love. Y'all want to add some ketchup, boo? We getting busy. Tiff, tell the people who you are. Why you chewing on fries?
I gotta get this down first.
Get it. Go ahead, do your thing. No, this is for everybody. Dig in, Tiff. We're gonna get some small plates. Yeah,
this is really good. But you already know I'm Tiff Boom.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I love when she says Tiff Boom.
Okay, boom.
She doesn't know that, but I love that.
Yeah, you never told me that.
Listen. Thank you, my love.
But yeah, I don't really have like one title where I'm like, oh, I do this. I do a lot of things. I wear a lot of hats, but definitely my passions are with poetry, spoken word poetry.
Yes.
And helping other people perfect their craft or their career. So I do a lot of PR work, marketing and promo through Exclaim PR. And I do events.
You're everywhere.
Am I?
Yes.
I feel like I'm not in enough places.
I be feeling like that too.
But I guess we're our worst critic.
That's what it is. And people tell me that all the time. It's like when you feel like you're not doing enough, and people are saying, "Oh, I see you. I see you," and to you, it's like, "Okay, thank you." But that's the passion. That's the love for what you do when you feel like there's more to be done, until you see it, until you feel, I can't rest. until I feel satisfied. And I don't know, what the satisfaction feels like. I'm searching, I'm grabbing, I'm reaching, I'm creating. I'm still constantly trying to.
Well, like as humans, we never get there, right? Because like once you reach this level, then you want to be on this level.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You here, so now I gotta be here.
When you do something, it's like you finish it, you complete it. Once you release it, you're already onto something else.
Yeah.
You're already onto something else. So by the time it reaches the masses or the people, you're already 2 or 3, projects or so ahead.
Absolutely.
And all the time, I guess you really don't feel, and that's a good thing, to really not get, to really not
Y'all want to taste this?
Yeah, I want to try.
To really not get caught up in the,
dig in.
to really not get caught up in the moment of it, because like how you said, it's the passion of it.
Yeah.
So you don't get caught up in the hype of it.
Mm-hmm.
The hype doesn't mean anything.
Real quick, I'm going to throw you on the spot. What's your favorite Black historian? Or one of? Go.
Langston Hughes, Toni Morrison.
I say one.
Oh, okay. I was going to keep
Look, I want you to tell me who and tell me why.
Well, of course, Toni Morrison, for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons,
she's a
she
writer.
says.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. And she's a thinker. I am in love with intellect, curiosity, discovery. And I think she embodied all of that. She was a multifaceted woman. She did a lot of things. Like she was an editor for Vogue. She was an editor behind the scenes, and she was a writer, and she made sure that. Also, it was let me be correct because I read a lot of them get crossed. I know that it was a lot of magazines or books like the Muhammad Ali story and Angela Davis. She made sure that those got publishing with the companies that they were with. She made sure that they were priority. She made sure that they were edited right and presented right. So she was not only in front, but she was behind the scenes.
Okay. Okay.
And
I can see why, as a ghostwriter, you would love her for being a behind the scenes person, still making real moves. Right.
Because I don't like
being out front. Right.
One of my favorite things about her, anytime she interviewed and they would like do this like small talk kind of banter, she was always like, no, we're not gonna do that. Like we don't have the time to like be trivial, is what she said in one interview. Like she always wanted to speak about real issues that were going on. Like, I got these 15 minutes, let's really talk about something. So that was something that I really love about her.
And I feel a little sketchy. I do need to research to make sure it was Vogue. I don't want to put misinformation out there, so I'm just gonna Google.
She said Google.
Yeah.
Look, but I love how we are so intelligent that you don't know who we know about. You don't know, like how she said her favorite Black historian, and one of them was Toni Morrison. And Tiff said quietly, but then she gave her opinion, like she knows about Toni Morrison too. So while we out here giving facts and stuff, our peoples be knowing, and I just love that. So real quick, Tiff, boom, go. Who's your favorite Black historian?
Okay, boom. I'm gonna go with Audrey Lloyd.
Okay.
And because she's not spoken about much, she was a poet, feminist, civil rights activist. Started as a librarian. And then, indulged in her work. And what I really love about her is that she said this one thing, and I don't want to misquote, but basically, like, poetry is not a privilege. Like, we don't write out of privilege. We write out of, like, necessity.
Absolutely.
Because our stories aren't told.
Absolutely. Yes.
And that's one thing that really stood out to me. I was like, damn, that's so true. Because to write, like, a happy poem, that's harder. That's much harder than to write about something that's, like, bothering
really
you.
going on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with that, and it's gonna be a Women's Month. So
yes, coming up in March.
Yeah, so that's what's up.
I'm excited about
Absolutely.
that. You always gotta feel good about that. I'm gonna make the correction, and it wasn't Vogue. Actually, it was Random House. She was the first Black female publisher. But I read something else today. For my own edification, I'm gonna follow up. For my own edification. Elena always say I speak so soft.
She speaks so soft, y'all. Can y'all please chime in? Subscribe and like. Her name is O'Damian Miller. Type in the comments. Speak up.
I swear I'll be loud. So that's what it is. But she was the first. She was responsible for a lot of the impactful and important pieces of literature to come out, like I said, the Muhammad Ali, Angela Davis, that type of stuff at that time. It wasn't very well embraced, but it was so necessary. Yes, it was so necessary to, the revolution.
These chickens, so barbecue.
It will be even if it ain't televised, it
Right.
will still happen.
Come on now.
Did you guys see that Judas Messiah movie?
Of course.
What'd you think about that?
Man.
What'd you think about that?
I'm
Oh,
gonna see it when I go to Atlanta.
Look, I didn't know that they have like these YouTube shows that like totally dissect movies, and these people like go to school and break down what is the best thing or the worst thing about a movie, and have like hundreds and thousands of subscribers, right? Hundreds and thousands of subscribers, and you'll be surprised to know what movies they feel are not the best movies. But the Black Messiah, Judas, I know someone very close to me who thinks it sucks. What did you think? Yeah,
I'm excited about it.
I ain't gonna tell you about it, but they said that they think it sucks, and they were able to justify why. I'm not no movie critic or nothing, so I ain't gonna try to be talking all bad about the movie. But what'd you think? For
I'm
someone
not a
who's seen
movie critic either, but I watch enough movies. I liked it.
You liked it or you loved it?
No, I liked it.
You liked it, so
I
it was
didn't
just
love
okay.
It. Yeah, it was more than okay.
Okay,
I thought,
okay.
I thought it was. I mean, sometimes we just have to be appreciative that the story is told, because like
That's a
10
great
years
point.
ago,
Yeah.
5 years ago, like having this movie would have been far fetched.
Well, I have to interject because you're right. We do have to be appreciative, but Malcolm X, the way that movie was told was flawless, basically. And it was a great movie. And thank you, my love. I was telling somebody last time I was eating like something and I had ketchup on my jaw. And my honey was like, why you got ketchup on your face? And I'm like, how would I know?
Right.
How can I see it there? You just wipe it off. But hush up.
I want you to tell the story on how you
No.
I want to hear that.
No.
That's
Listen.
beautiful, but go ahead.
But like I was saying, that movie was flawless and it was a timeless movie. You know what I'm saying? And so, yes, I appreciate when the story is told, but I know that we can be amazing. I know that we can write movies where, it's unquestionable whether it's a great movie or not. Where, you know what I'm saying, we just settling for it because it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, well, good thing they put it out there, I'm so glad about it. The guy was a good actor, hey, keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
I liked it. I don't know what didn't you like about it?
Well, I thought it was okay. What I really like is what I liked was the acting. I forgot the guy's name from Queen and Slim. Do you remember his name?
Daniel
Something. Well, shout out to you, brother. But I liked his acting.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
And sometimes I guess I'm like that. I'll watch a movie and get into it for whoever the main character is, and then that kind of helps me see if I want to watch it or not, because certain movies to me, especially like a lot of the black movies or the black historian movies that we're putting out there, a lot of them to me, it's like they're just putting them out there just to get these stories out.
Okay, one thing that I didn't too much like about the movie was it focused a lot on the snitch.
Okay.
So instead of, I feel like it could have focused more on the work of the Black Panthers and of Fred but I guess that's kind of like the interesting part of the story.
Right.
When you make it a movie, when you make it for entertainment.
Correct.
It wasn't like a documentary. You know what I'm saying? So when you make it for entertainment, I see why they
and
did
it did
that
keep
way.
us entertained that way. With that plot, it kept us entertained.
That's why it's so important for storytellers and for Black storytellers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who wrote that or who produced it or who was behind it. A lot of the times when we tell our story from our perspective, and we tell it from the non-controversial, the non-scandalous. We tell the meat of it. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who was behind this one, but like how you said, if it focused more on the snitch, that fits the narrative. Mm-hmm. If you ask me, exactly. It fits the narrative. You know, and I think a lot of times when we get behind the paper or the script, and we get behind the camera and the actors, whatever, a lot of the times we come from a different perspective. It's not just about entertainment; it's about education. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's important. Because it was more than, because what they're going to do, just like the whole narrative of that story, okay, there was a snitch, there was a powerful movement going on, and the snitch just brought everything down. But like how you said, they highlighted the snitch. They didn't highlight the impact of their movement. It didn't highlight, you know what I'm saying, the heart of the people and what the whole purpose of everything was. I can't speak on it because I didn't see it. Right. But just based on, what I have seen and what, like you're saying, I hope that's not.
Yeah, you will see it. But Tiff is right. It kind of made it for more of an interesting movie when they made it about more of the snitch. And then it didn't hurt that the guy who played the snitch was a great actor. I don't know his name, but he played the heck out of that part.
I don't know his name either, but
he kind of favors Dave Chappelle to me for some reason. He didn't to you?
No.
Every time he was turning the corner, I'm like, dang, this guy looked just like Dave.
He doesn't look like him. Exactly, but
he favors him.
I just always think of his character in ATL. He was in ATL, the show.
Okay.
Danny Glover.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, the one that Cat Williams was in.
Was Cat Williams in it?
Well, maybe I'm thinking about something different. Was it a show called Atlanta or ATL?
It's both.
It was like a drama, right? It was a drama.
But Atlanta, that's what she's talking about.
Atlanta. Cat Williams was in that, and he played a heck of a role.
Yeah.
Yes, he was in one. He was in one episode though, not like
it was. I thought it was like one or two, a few of them.
Yeah. Okay, I think I do remember his character. He was selling drugs or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He played a heck out of that. That was good. I always like to see the other side of actors who have kind of been put in a box, like comedians and stuff, when they like to show out. Because I always say Black people are so full of talent. Like, we got a million things that we're able to do and do well. Yeah. Like, when we saw that movie, Drew, the basketball movie, with the basketball player, Kyrie Irving, and then you saw that movie where Uncle Drew. You remember that movie?
Oh, I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it? You have to watch it, too. You'll laugh. You'll be laughing. But they all are professional NBA stars. And to see them go into acting mode and like be hilarious, and so funny. It was cool, probably to the world. It was like, wow, these guys can act. But to us as Black people, we know we're amazing. And we know we can do 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 things if given the opportunity. You can see, she can sing, she can do this. But look at how much of us are walking around with like 1,000 gifts and abilities, what I'm saying? And that nobody knows about, that we got to get off. Y'all, I mess around and order too much food. Y'all ain't even hardly eating like that.
The conversation is good.
I wanted some blue cheese for my chicken, but
this food is really good.
I'm gonna take a snap of mine.
I wanted mine crispy.
And get him a drawers and eat it like a real fat girl.
Yeah, that's how you really break it down.
Stomach hanging.
You know what I'm saying? Well, you gotta go home, take off your clothes, get in the bed, get that food. Come in the bed, be like, "Where's my remote?" You say it's under that thigh.
It's under that thigh.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
For real. Oh, y'all. Seriously, I didn't even realize that my other show is actually airing right now.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. No, that is so cool. I'm so excited. I'm hoping you guys are subscribed and are subscribing. Yeah, for real, man.
You are so amazing. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm glad that you found it. I remember when you first started poetry. This had to be 2008, 2009.
2006, actually.
Oh, my God.
But more consistently.
But I'm talking about when we had the conversation.
Thank you, Simone. Simone in the building. She heard me say blue cheese and she came. Huh? And she came. That's what you get at Gigi's.
That's that State Farm magic. You know,
That's that Gigi's love. You feel me?
We had the conversation. I remember, excuse me. We had the conversation, and she wanted to get into poetry, and she wanted to take it seriously. I mean, Elena always was just amazing, just in being her, just in being in your presence. There was she's amazing because she's so full of life and color and it's just so you don't know how your personality is.
But let me tell you,
yeah, you just light up a room. Like,
the
energy definitely changed.
The energy is amazing, and I remember that she wasn't too sure about us, so she wasn't. And I was like, "Are you crazy? You will lift the roof off of any place you walk into."
And then she sings too. And then it's just like, okay, I thought we was just getting the poem.
Sing the feeling out your teeth.
Look, Tiff say, I remember one time I was getting ready. Tiff called me up to the stage. She said, "Elena, can you make the poem short?" Like, she was like, "How long you think you can do it?" Like,
that thing get to hollering and singing.
Okay.
Baby.
No, I love it. And any other time, I've booked you a couple times, and I didn't.
Yeah,
I only said it that one time.
Yeah, I know.
We was running late that one time. That's the only reason. Because trust me, I wanted the full length.
Yeah, look, no, I
experience.
know. She always, and from the first time you've called me, I've always loved and respected that about you, and I will never ever, stop loving you for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what it means when we out here doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? And then someone calls you and stuff like that, because that's what we doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? This is what we're doing, We're moving around. We're trying to get our word out, our message out. We're trying to be booked. We're trying to pay our bills. We're trying to do what we love. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's a very real thing. And when you're out there and you're doing that, then you understand that. And it's necessary to show love to one another, because this is the only way. That's why I said, tell people who you are and what you got going on, because I want people to know what everybody is doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing it for.
It is. And I appreciate it, because, we don't get that too often. It's not a lot of support.
Right.
It's always a mentality of competition. I'm not going to focus on the negative, because I'm really happy for anybody who's pushing. It's hard. Right. In any genre you're in any industry that you're in, whether it's poetry, it's film, even though it's all entertainment, but, whichever branch you're in, it's difficult.
It is.
Yeah.
But I wish that we would be more embracive of each other.
Sometimes I think, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It was okay. Just like you said, well, what do you do? How can I help?
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so rare. It says a lot about your character.
Yeah.
And I'm just meeting you for the first time, and I'm already in love.
I just try to bring value wherever I'm at.
Right.
Because sometimes it might not be what I do, but that don't sound too hard. Like, let's figure it out together.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
And back to the support thing, like, I feel like me personally, sometimes I complain about like not being supported and stuff like that, but really it's that we're focusing on the people that aren't supporting us, and then there's like this not lower level, but people that aren't like at top of mind for us that are supporting us so heavy, and we're like ignoring them because we want these people here to see us.
Absolutely.
Like if you build with a foundation,
that's right. That's right.
Everybody gonna see you regardless,
and that's applicable to every area. Like love who loves you. You know what I mean? And you can always respect everybody. But love who loves you. Love on who loves you. Receive, you know what I'm saying? And you don't have to run behind nobody with nothing. What's yours is yours. You don't have to run down and chase nobody down about nothing. I learned that many, many years ago.
That's a word.
And
you got to keep your
I feel like God gave you that word for me.
He did.
You just sitting dead across the table from me. I'm like, okay, I hear you guys.
Trust me,
right.
He will find you. You don't even really, you just do what he told you to do, what he put in you to do, and just keep doing the work. And he's a master orchestrator, baby. That thing gonna come just like that. And you, before you know it, you walking in your promise. You walking in your purpose, baby. Don't worry about that one's over there. Yes, that one's over there. No, it don't matter. Everybody could say no.
That's one of the sticky notes.
Everybody could say no, baby. But once he says yes, it's a done deal. Walk in your purpose and kill it.
Yeah.
Girl, please.
And that's
Child
the truth. Yeah.
Right, that's what that's
Oh my God, yes, for real. Listen, we are getting ready to wind down our eating session. We got some questions for our guests on the topic at hand today. We talking about trust, y'all. So we're going to get right back into it. If you got some trust issues, you need to tune in. You ain't too far removed from this. We'll be right back. Eat with the Poet. You guys, do not forget to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and like and follow me. I need your comments. I need you to give me your testimonies. I need to talk to you. I want to connect with you. We are staying together on this journey. You understand? And we are back. We are getting ready to get down to the bottom of our show, but you know we're not ending this thing without asking some questions, because you know our topic was kind of heavy today, so we need to get into some people's heads and hearts. And if anything is said that is useful to you, then please take it and apply it. But we got some amazing women in the building, and we just kind of want to, you know, pick their brains a little bit and see how they feel about our subject today, which is trust issues. So I'm gonna give each one of these young ladies an opportunity to answer, and transparency is the name of the game, so do your thing. The first question I have, and anyone can take this, jump in, jump out, whatever. Do you have trust issues? Pause. Because I feel like that if you do have any type of personal experience that is helpful to someone, the first thing that we do gotta actually admit is to be honest. And as human beings, I ain't gonna lie, I do have trust issues. Now, am I working on them? Absolutely, because I recognize that I do have some things that need to be worked on. But what y'all talking about? How y'all feeling? What your trust like?
I don't know if it's trust issues so much. I think because I'm so honest, I actually just expect other people to be honest. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm more gullible than like having trust issues. Maybe I need a little bit of trust issues. You just tell me something, I'm like, okay, like why would you lie about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I wouldn't lie about that.
Okay.
I definitely have my own set of boundaries, like my own wall that I have up, but I don't think that trust is really like my big issue.
Mm-hmm. But do you feel that being or easily believing people, do you think that has that worked for you, or has that allowed for you to experience different things, issues with people?
I think both. I think sometimes it's worked in my favor and sometimes it hasn't, because I feel like in the moment I might not see what's going on, and then like you just have these aha moments like
right
years later when it doesn't even apply anymore.
Right,
it's like, oh, I see what you did there.
Okay.
But now it's so irrelevant. It doesn't even matter. Like, all right, you got one over on me.
Okay.
So, but then when I realize that I am being gullible in the moment, that's when obviously that doesn't work out very well.
Right.
But,
Correct. What you say?
I really don't have trust issues. When I do, I look at everything. To me, there's really, even when you're in the midst of it, you may not feel this way, but to me, there's really no bad experiences. If there's a trust issue and someone betrays your trust, to me, that's a learning moment. You know, that's like how you said, it's an aha moment. That's a learning opportunity. That's a lesson. So everyone that I meet has a clean slate. I don't harbor any, I don't walk with her. I don't walk with bags like how Erica Bag do, everybody say, I'm not a bag lady. I don't walk with that. I said I forgive you and I move on. When I meet somebody new, what I do use is wisdom. I don't use, because to me, when you have trust issues, that's paranoia and unhealed hurt. You understand what I'm saying?
But that sounds more like experience talking. You sound like a woman who has learned, from experiences. So I think that's a beautiful thing. But for people who don't know that it's a learning
they gotta
lesson.
do the word.
Yeah.
They gotta do the word. Like how you said, I don't have trust. I learned that, or more gullible. I wouldn't even say gullible. You have a beautiful heart. You know what I mean? So when you come in and then you have a beautiful heart and somebody takes advantage of that or misuses that, that's on them. Yeah. That's the seeds that they sow, their harvest to come around.
Right.
And even though you may be in a position of discomfort at that time, it's okay. Take it, forgive it, take the information from it, and toss everything else away and move. And that's it.
Yeah.
Go
Everything
ahead.
Taking
See, we
that
can't
with
live
me.
limited. We can't live limited. We
Okay.
can't live all, hurt up and guarded. And that's not life. Life is free.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Right.
It's about experiences. So it's going to be up and down. You got to take it all together.
So how do you distribute your trust to people? Like, do you, is that something you think about? Do you, when you meet someone, is it an all-in experience, or do you take it a certain way? Like, how do you, determine whether something is trustworthy?
When I first meet you, I have no reason to think of anything else. If you're a liar, you may not be a liar to me. So one thing I don't do, you have people, that want to get your ill, don't trust or whatever, such and such. Everybody experience is different. You may be different with her than you are with me. You understand? That's based on my character. Like for me, people don't gossip with me because they don't know I'm gossip. So they don't bring that to me. I don't have no friends that come to me with gossip unless they're venting. But like gossip or maliciousness, that don't never cross my path. Because people know not to bring it to me.
Yeah.
But when I meet someone and I let you tell me who you are. You know what I mean? Once you tell me, you show me who you are, and I'm not a person. I don't cancel you out. Like if I see something that's unsavory, or if I feel, that's I don't really like that characteristic, I deal with you accordingly.
Right.
So when I know
what bracket,
I know where to put you
Correct.
at, and I know how to deal with you and don't deal with you. But I'm not going to throw you away because you may be an assignment. You may be somebody that I'm coming into their life for a reason. So I'm not going to trash you because it's something about you that I don't like. Because if you interview enough people, they're going to tell you something about me they don't like. So I don't walk in judgment like that. I know I've needed a lot of mercy in my life.
And it's funny though when you say that. I mean, I agree with a lot of the things that you're saying, but sometimes, like when you say, because this is not the first time I've heard somebody say that person might be an assignment, and that to me is kind of questionable. And the reason why is because I find that a lot of women will tolerate certain things in relationships with people because they feel like that they can help this person become a better person. And that has always been questionable to me because I feel like that, that God is the changer of people. You know what I'm saying? That we can't change nobody, but he is the one who's able to change. So it's a thin line it's a thin line when you say, being on assignment. That for me is a person who is spiritually guided and experienced.
I mean, everything she said in the last 20 minutes, I want to record you. You definitely sound like a spiritual advisor, someone who's
that's
very
a spiritual
wise.
stuff.
But to your point, being someone being an assignment, I think sometimes we put our own emotions into it.
Yeah.
So because I know I've been assignments for some of my exes, not in that I was a bad partner, but all of my exes helped me be a better communicator.
Okay.
So I feel like I was an assignment for them, and thank God they were patient enough with me because now I'm a better communicator.
But let me throw this into the mix. Even when I say assignment, it don't mean that they was the assignment. The assignment could have been for you. You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't always necessary to them. That's something for you to get. A lot of times when we learn and we'll see things within us that we don't know, God will reveal things in us we ain't realizing. We find them in these more abstract, random situations. So if the person, when I say assignment, don't necessarily mean that it was them.
But
and just to answer you, and I'm sorry, be quiet.
No, go ahead.
It is a God. Don't stop. It is a God job. We are not superheroes. We are not deities. So in certain aspects, I just believe in kindness and grace.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
It's real.
It's not for me to come like with men. It's not for me to fix you, baby. I'm not equipped.
Right.
God didn't even program me to do anything like that. All I can do is love you and give you understanding. That's between you and him.
Right.
I can't fix you. And just like how you said, a lot of times we'll hang on to toxic relationships.
Yeah.
Relationships that are long, the expiration date been expired. You should have been gone.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And we sit and we hang on. We use years. We use babies. We use, because I love them. We use all that kind of stuff. No, baby, that's a God job.
Correct.
You know what I mean? You can't fix it. You are not equipped to fix it.
And what I learned too, more than anything, how when you say that a lot of times it's an assignment for you, it's always an assignment for you, because what happens is it's you. It's your life. It is your journey, and everything that is happening to you on a daily basis is something that God is showing you, something that you can take from it, something you can learn from it and better yourself. Relationships with people. Why you went left instead of going right? How come you went this way today? I'm understanding that the signs are all around and they are for me. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you getting now me and you in the car together, you on the passenger side, I'm on the driver's side, and we in this thing together. Yes, we in the car together, and we are enjoying one another. But guess what? You got some things that God is dealing with you with, and I got some things that he's dealing with me with. And a lot of, even though we're together, we still have to be making our separate individual choices, understanding that, you know, people are just a part of the journey. They're not the journey for you yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So absolutely, I totally agree with that. I got another question for y'all. And Odania is more of a nurturer. So a lot of her answers is mama answers. Like good old fashioned mama, you know. I love it, right? But it's the real deal. So, you know, and I love you for that. I love that, you know, you're gonna get some good loving.
I needed this today.
Yeah, some good old loving answers. Listen, I tell people all the time, God is in the details. I tell people all the time, in the details of your day, what you couldn't see, he already saw. You understand what I'm saying? He saw for you. So that's it right there. Now, both of you ladies have been on the Miami scene for a very long time, behind the scenes and at certain times in front of the scene. What brought you through having to deal with so many different people? And I think that this question is what a lot of people in the industry are dealing with.
How do you deal with different people?
Yeah, like how do you maneuver through with knowing? And I know you both kind of answered it, but I mean, as far as industry-wise.
Girl, why you talking? I ain't hear nothing you said. I'm sitting here. She talking about the mama answers in the God. I'm saying, and I be blessing it wide open. I'm sitting here. My conscience like,
that Bob Marley kicking in.
Right. That's the Bob Marley. She's so nasty in this moment. But they say lady in the streets and the what? And forget the what and left the what?
Dirty, filthy,
nasty, something. That's all right. You know, that's the beauty of being a woman. You'll never know. Like a woman can come into the room looking just as beautiful. She could be short, she could be tall, she could be whatever, and have like a son that's taller than you could ever imagine, or just think about the things that comes from a woman. You know what I'm saying? And then when we sit here and, you know, and then some guys looking at us in this way, you know, however he sees us, you know, however he's thinking, but we just don't eat with a poet. We ain't doing that. We just talking, having a conversation, and people be looking at us like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we go there, you know, at some point because it's a human thing. Yeah. You know, we something else, y'all. This is so beautiful. We something else. This lady can't help giving compliments. I love it.
I love beautiful.
Look, we done told Tiff how beautiful she is. She's so pretty, guys.
Natural, just a beautiful baby.
Y'all best to be subscribing here. All right. I got one more question for y'all. We're going to wind down because I know that we'd love to sit here and just have some good old conversation all night. We didn't want to get rid of the food, but we had to. You know what I'm saying? All that. All right, so let me see. Okay. All right, this is where we help. Hopefully we've been helping. What can either one of you tell people is the best way to move on from an untrusting place? Be it something for themselves or someone that they need to forgive.
I'm going to say communication. That's pretty much
that's
like my answer to anything.
That's a big one.
Any problem I have in my life, usually communication can solve it. And just being honest.
But you're a poet. You know how to communicate very well. You know how to organize your stuff.
That's why I'm a poet. I write my thoughts down because I don't like to say them out loud.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's why I started poetry.
Okay.
But in my as I mature and get older, my 30s, Jesus is just making me like be wide open. Like I feel like I've been holding on to so much things from my teens and my 20s, and now in my 30s, it's just too heavy, and I just want to drop it all. Like, like in every season, I feel like I've dropped the load on a different person in my life. Like, oh, it's your turn.
Yeah,
we gotta talk, baby.
Yeah.
We need to talk. You get that pat on the back. Like,
the evolution of you.
That's what I've been doing because I can't hold it anymore.
Yeah.
So, and that would be my advice. Just
letting
it out.
To let go.
And usually around that time is when you do it. When we get into our 30s, we move into a different level of confidence, self-assurity. You know, you do want to dump off the stuff that you feel you don't need to carry and take with you anymore. Yeah. So that's perfect. Yeah. And you should do that. We should purge. We got to purge.
Yeah,
we got to purge.
It is. It's certain times in your life where just naturally those things just begin to happen, like a chemistry, you know, in your DNA, especially if you're striving, if you are wanting to be better and wanting to do better, and those things will naturally begin to take place. Now, quite naturally, if you ain't seeing nothing different for yourself and there's no deep hunger inside of you, which is hard for me to believe that, you know, God designed any of us without a desire to want to be better. You know, even if we've suppressed it so much with a whole lot of environmental foolishness or whatever it could be, you know, that's why a lot of times I always tell people, you know, it's very important to understand your surroundings because energy is everything, you know, and it has a lot to do with how you think.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's why I be like, I be on that Jesus stuff because I be feeling like I naturally can't come up with a lot of smart decisions on my own.
Girl.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I drive myself into a ditch every time.
I only feel safe like when I'm driving my car and stuff, especially on the highways, coming from places late at night, here, there, far. You be in the car driving, you be like, Lord God, keep me getting home safe. And I'm believing and trusting that He is, because obviously I'm dependent on Him, that I don't believe that I can do it on my own.
Everything.
You know?
Everything. I wanted to kind of chime in. I think one of the other more important things to do, like to answer your question, is take time to heal. Take time to heal. A lot of the times we move so fast because we always trying to get somewhere. We're trying to get to the next best thing, whether it's a job, a hustle, or, you know, a mate, or, you know, what up, the money, the bag, whatever. Heal. Take the time to detox. And that's just what you're doing. Like how you said, I'm starting to get rid of some of the things. That detox is so important.
Healing
because
is
clarity
so
comes
hard,
after.
though.
Yeah. It's okay.
Like, I feel like well, for me anyways, like, I gotta go way down, like, before I start the healing. Yeah, I just keep masking it. Like,
you know what,
that wasn't that bad. I could keep going.
Little things you can do when you have your time to yourself. I tell people all the time, just put on your movie and sit down. Don't do no work. Don't pick up no phone unless it's important. And just breathe and relax and spend time with you and begin to unpack. Begin to unpack it off your mind. Begin to let it go on your heart. Meditate.
I've been meditating.
Yeah, meditate. And then remember that person, that's where they were in their journey. Don't take it personal. Yeah. That's who they were. People are the sum of their experiences and their exposures. What you get is what they've been through and what they've been exposed to. It's not always fair. You know what I mean? Forgive them for being where they are at that time in their journey that they met you. They may not have been ready. It doesn't mean there was a conspiracy against you. That's just what they knew what to do. Whether it was good or bad, it was trifling or not. Forgive them and let it go. And also forgive yourself. Because sometimes we're co-conspirators in our own abuse.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We partner with people with the fuckery. You understand? So just get, you know what I'm saying? And be kind to yourself. That's the most important thing. We're very hard on ourselves. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. It's okay. We all here. Nobody got it mapped out and nobody has it all together. You know what I'm saying? Just be kind to yourself. It's okay. It's a journey. It's a learning process.
That's true. No, I love it. It's true, you know, and with the meditation thing, now you're up to 20 minutes and it'll get longer and longer. And then what happens is, what I always said is, the thing that separates you from the person that's standing next to you is your enlightenment. And the more you become enlightened, then God will show you visions and different things that will help your choice making. That will help, you know, your discernment of whether this person is supposed to be around me. Just keep going with that. You know what I'm saying? That meditation thing is going to take you, it's only going to take you closer to divinity. You know, so I love that. I love what we're doing. Listen, y'all, I am not going to hold y'all all night. Me and these ladies could sit up here and talk all night because we can learn from each other, because we can feed each other and get full off of one another.
And
our
that's something I've always
experiences.
experienced that with you. I always feel
all the
full.
time.
Oh, my
Right.
God.
All the time.
I always
all the
feel
time.
full in my
I
spirit.
always leave with a word.
Oh,
And not even
thank
in the
you.
poetry. Just
Yeah.
like in the poetry too,
Yes,
of course. But
the
that's
essence,
expected.
the everything.
Yeah.
I
But
always
yeah, just
feel
in the
so
conversation with you is all I always leave with something.
Thank you so much. Y'all bless my soul, y'all. Bless me. Listen, we getting ready to go ahead and close this out. Bell P, what's up with that ending? Cool people, take us out of here.
Peace to all the queens. What's up out there? We live. Tapping in. I need everybody to tap in. Cool people. Everybody to tap in. Eat with a poet. Subscribe. Never leak it or show it. Gotta pull your own weight. If you reap it, you sow it. Come eat with a poet. Gotta plant it and grow it. Drop that artificial food. Come and eat with a poet. Kicking words with the poets, I get lyrical. Physical is great, my journey now is spiritual. Peace to the queens and the nation and foreign. I would like to introduce you to Elena the poet. Stayed down in the jungle like some bare feet. Now when we toast, ace of spade, no more bare feet. Poking beans, Dade County, yeah, I'm still hood. Spread love, feed the homeless cause it feels good. Now pay attention, this is knowledge of wealth. Throw the school books away, this is knowledge of self. Quiet is kept, listen, this the Revolution broadcast. Now pay attention to Elena and her podcast. Never leak it and show it. Gotta pull your own weight if you reap it, you sow it. Yeah, gotta plant it and grow it. Drop that artificial food, come and eat with a poet. Come eat with a poet. Shout out to Elena the poet. Cool people. See, I need everybody to tap in, subscribe, spread love. You know what I'm talking about?